Hi friends! Welcome to another monthly favorite highlighting June. I have a lot to share, and with that said, timestamps will be down below. You can see the chapters blocked out on the time bar. Clickety click click, wherever you want to go, you can go. You don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't like. I know everyone's on TikTok and my long form videos are prehistoric and archaic, and who wants to see them anyway? But still wanted to share all the faves. And if it's your first time here, hi, thank you for clicking on my face. I'm Alicia, an online coach who specializes in flexibility, bodyweight training, and helping others create sustainable habits so we can thrive higher. Up. I also love to talk about the makeup, teach it, and of course, when we come to the month's end, sharing what I feel has amplified, enhanced my experience during the month. So I'm going to start with lifestyle. I'm a total Casper brand. You know the word, it starts with a W, okay, or an H, depending on how you spell it. I have the Hyperlight sheet, I have the mattress, I'm all in there. And while I understand that their marketing definitely targets, you know, making sure the mattress is just right and all these protocols to check off, ensuring that you have the best rest ever. In addition to that, I also love to listen to different podcasts speaking about lifestyle and habits and all these things. And I listened to one from Dr. Andrew Huberman Lab here on YouTube, as well as his podcast. He had Dr. Samar Hattar on, who is a neuroscientist who specializes in light. And light plays such a vital role in terms of our mood, our nutrition. It really drives our decisions more so than what we realize. And what I didn't acknowledge is my light exposure towards the end of the day was very bright. And there's literature now to suggest that it's not just the blue light that's causing issues, that suppresses our melatonin, it's the brightness. Because people are still watching Netflix all night or on the computer devices all night with the blue blockers on, but the brightness is on 1000. That's not going to help much. So it's not so much taking away a wavelength, but toning down the brightness, and also realizing, like, maybe at the end of your day, it's 7-8 o'clock, even though there might be light outside, is significantly less than how it started out at the beginning of the day. Which important that you also get light in your eyes at the start of the day to signal to your body that it's time to get up, we're going to do things, productivity levels on 1. And then as you downregulate, light gets darker throughout the day. That signals to your body like, okay, it's time to, you know, we're getting ready for bed. Getting ready for bed is my favorite time of day. What is yours? That is mine. And a part of that is realizing, what light sources do we use at the end of our day that might be a little too bright? Like your bathroom light. It could suppress melatonin because it's too bright at that point of the day. Or again, your room light, you got the TV on, the computer's on, it's like, So I decided to invest in the Casper glow light. This is very expensive, way too expensive, but what I love about it is that it just helps me wind down, where yes, around 7:30 p.m. I actually use this light in my bathroom. It's dim, and at first it was trying to get used to that, but my eyes adjusted and now I can't function brighter than this at a certain time of day. I take a shower, it's kind of cozy, it has like this brightness, and I think it's a 45-minute time constraint that it dims all the way to dark, and that's, you know, when it's time lights out. Or if you want, you can, as you see, turn it on by flipping it, turn it off by flipping it. You could shake it to give you just the right amount of glow if you want to read or whatnot. I also have a red light. This is from Block Blue Light. It is a red light, which I would suggest, so much light. Suggestions: if you like to read before bed or you love to have light on at the end of your day, just make sure it's not like the crystal bright blue light on. A soft yellow light, red orange lights do not mess with melatonin. It won't disrupt the rise, so you'll be able to still not only fall asleep, but stay asleep. The staying asleep is the problem, because our exposure to bright light and blue light before bed can also lessen our quality of REM sleep. So all these protocols, I know is a lot, but I truly think it helps us overall with our movement, with our nutrition, with our mood. You know, people get depressed when they don't get the light in the eyes. Your cells have their own circadian clock. All over 30 trillion cells in our bodies have their own circadian clock, and when they get that light, those are their bookends, right? The bright light at the beginning and the softer, less intense light at the end of your day. And when you get into that routine, and that's different from complacency. So yes, routine is important, but the habits that we put in place should help us live better, not necessarily deplete us, okay? That's the difference. So I've been very careful with my light exposure, and this comes in so handy where if I need to cover tasks at the end of my day, but I don't want to turn the light on because it's too bright, I just use this. I bring this around with me. I stretch with this on if it's, you know, a little mini routine before bed without turning on a bright lamp or turning on an overhead light in the room. I truly think it helps. And the reason why I wanted to include this in the video is because I know a lot of people have trouble sleeping, and it's more so than just staying calm or like thinking calm thoughts. I think making changes to our environment can encourage those adjustments, right? It's not just, you know, I gotta change. It's like, okay, what can I do around me? What adjustments can I make to help me get there? And this for me has been exquisitely essential to down-regulating, honoring the ritual of preparing for tomorrow, and that's what counts. So I will have this linked down below. I know it's expensive, but it's worth it, man. It's worth it. And if you don't want to spend money on that, then just get a soft yellow light bulb. Replace the brighter bulbs in spaces that you will be in before bed, like the bedroom. I know the bathroom can be tricky because, you know, we want to see what we're doing. We want to see the makeup. Another thing, another advantage to having the glow light is that it's not bright enough for me to see what's on my face to pick. Okay, if I don't see it, I'm not picking. So at least that's one part of the day I'm not messing around. But I just thought I'd share, if it's in your budget, if that's something important for you to look into, if you find that falling asleep, staying asleep, just kind of de-stressing at the end of the day has been challenging, I think your light source could be a factor in making or breaking that experience. So if you have the glow light too, let me know how it's been working. Or if you have any alternatives, let the fam know down below. I would love to know as well. Speaking of light, I gotta turn up the glam core because I don't know what's going on outside, but it's a little too gray. It's a little too gray. Next up, we got the anime clothes. I've been tighter on the makeup budget just so I can buy more anime clothes. For this round, we had what I bought from Nouveau, dropped a lot of shorts. You got the Kilowatt shorts from Hunter x Hunter, and I believe Zoro from One Piece. I wish I bought a large. Medium is okay. I like the length, but you know, my tush kind of like, I feel the spread a little bit like, ooh, probably could have used a large, but that's okay. Incredible. I love the design. It feels super luxe. I can move, the knees can lift, I can deep squat. They just look fly. You know what I mean? Although got an anime face on there, the style, the quality of the fabric definitely has like a chic casual feel to it. And again, you can wear this with anything in your wardrobe. It just meshes well, incredibly well. I also have this shirt with the Rengoku and Akaza embroidered during their battle. Dude, if this isn't an art piece, it's incredible. The minute I saw Nouveau was releasing this, I put that date on the calendar with 10 alerts. I just love the feel of the fabric. It's lightweight. I wore this on a warm day, and because it's big and not heavy, it just felt good to wear, very refreshing. But just the oversized style, I could get down with for sure, especially with this length short, or when it gets cooler, I could wear with some jeans, what have you. I adore this shirt. Is everything. Absolutely everything. And here is an oversized t-shirt of Psyche from The Disastrous Life of Psyche K, which I have not read or seen yet, but I just adored the design with the Chanel symbols on his antennas. Even though I didn't watch it, again, I just think of this as an art piece. I had to get it because I knew it would sell out, and it did. So I'm just happy it's in my drawer. This is a medium. Wish I would have gotten a small, but that's the reason why I bought medium in the shorts, because I thought all the items would run a little bigger. But now I see with the crew necks, t-shirts, and hoodies from Nouveau, better to order a small and larges for the shorts and pants, which brings me to the Nezuko sweatpants. Sewn on patch of our lovely Nezuko on the front and Demon Nezuko. Well, she is a demon, but when she gets into that demon mode on the back. These are small Again, wish I got a medium, but they're not uncomfortably tight. You got an elastic band on the top and also around both ankles. The little short around my ankles is cute. It's a cute fit, and they don't feel uncomfortable around my bum or too tight around my waist, and they'll wear over time. They'll be a little stretch, so not worried about that, but happy I copped those because they're so cute, and I will wear them with my Nezuko socks. Because the pants are at the length they are, I'll just pull up my Nezuko socks and just be Nezuko'd out from at least waist to ankle. And next we have Sora clothing. Oh my goodness. So although I'm not the hugest Utah fan from JJK Jujutsu Kaisen, I just love this hoodie and short set. My goodness. You got Rika and Utah embroidered on one side and Utah swords on the other. These were a large. I'm happy I bought the large because they fit just right, super comfortable, nice on the waist, nice around the bum, great length down the thigh. And when you wear these two together, I just feel so cool. You know, this 37-year-old may not be with all the fashion trends, but I could get down with this one. A little hot for now, but when it comes to the fall, I'm gonna wear these sets to death. And I say sets because I also bought the My Dress Up Darling hoodie and short set and the Spy Family hoodie and short set. So I got two coming, and again, I just love the fit, the comfort. This is a great airplane outfit, by the way, because you got the comfy hoodie on, you got the shorts, and the legs are out so you won't overheat. Or if you get cold, because I know that does happen, you could just put some leg warmers on. This is like the go-to, and I've been wearing the heck out of the shorts. I also wear it with my Aliens of Brooklyn acid wash cut-off sleeve shirt because it has blue in there, and it's a great pairing. Nice and loose and airy, great for the warmer weather, or if you just want a little cover up on top. So I've been having a blast with Sora clothing, and shout out to the brand for coming out with more short and hoodie sets, but having the white with the navy and the slate blue for the JJK set. Oh my god. And Kaiben Zero, shout out to them for having me on as an affiliate. But recently I copped the Spy Family crew neck. They also have a hoodie design, but I had to get this with the Anya embroidery, the face on the front and the whole fam on the back. I bought the cap as well with the beige and the Anya face embroidered on the front. Also bought the JJK crew neck with the trio on the front doing the little groove thing, and on the back you have the entire roster for both Tokyo and the Kyoto school, the JJK schools. I missed out on the first drop and I'm happy to get it here. These are a medium. I like the length of the sleeve and the overall feel of the body of the sweatshirt. Very soft, comfortable to wear. And the reason why I buy so many of these clothes is because, again, these are artists. They do fan art of their favorite manga and anime, and that's why they're able to sell these clothes, because yes, the whole copyright and like licensing thing is very complicated, so they just do their own fan art and slap it on the clothes, but it's not directly from the original anime and manga source. It's their take on it, and I consider these pieces of art, and that's why I just love to support these smaller artists, and I share it with you guys because you all are anime fans, and to celebrate your enthusiasm and again just to share these artists' work and their efforts, I'm all for, and that's why I've just been buying them nonstop. So all pieces will be down below, all the release dates. I would advise that you follow them on Instagram because that is the best way to keep up with upcoming release dates and drops. They also do sneak peeks on Instagram and TikTok if you're on TikTok, and just put it on the Google Calendar, put it on the Google Calendar, put it on your alarms, set up the reminder on your Instagram. Do all the things because it's not guaranteed sometimes that they'll restock. Again, they're smaller, they're doing it all on their own, so when they say limited or it's not coming back, it might not. I'm just gonna say that, or it could, but it might take a while, right? So those are the considerations. Yes, I'll see you at checkout. Getting into the beauty, I have to start off with nail polish. Although I just applied 2 shades from the most recent Cirque color Bubbly collection, this is the most exquisitely fun collection I have ever laid my eyes on, I have ever applied on my uñas. So it's hard to see, but there is a hollow rainbow, well, hollow is rainbow, dumb. So these are magnetic, but the shift is a hollow stripe down the middle. The color itself is pastel, and they're all mostly a pastel type of a hue or just muted, but to have the magnetic hollow shift show on all these colors, I bought 2 sets because when Cirque Colors says something is limited, it's limited. They might bring one shade back, but an entire collection, I don't know. So I didn't take any chances. I have 2 sets, one's on backup, and yes, although I only applied Sparkling Yuzu and Soda Shop, I could only assume the rest of the colors are just beautiful. But I will say, Sparkling Yuzu and Soda Shop, they're it. These 2 right here, Sparkling Yuzu, such a beautiful base color to begin with, so citrusy, and then you got like the pastel mint, but then you got the hollow down the center. Are you kidding me? Even if you don't see the hollow, just the magnetic shift and the shape and texture it gives the nail. So freaking cool. All right, makeup. I did purchase a new shade from the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is in Syracuse. I originally purchased Valencia, more appropriate for fall winter when I'm shallow. This is a little more warm, definitely matches me better, and it's been the NARS Rose Ink and the Danessa Blurring Balm Powder. I've been rotating through those, adding in a little bit of the Say Sun Glow or even the Auric. That has been in my heavy rotation now for the summertime, and the NARS is just so exquisitely simple to apply. Although it's a foundation, I feel like it's in tinted moisturizer territory, but better. Easy coverage, smooth blend, just melts in no time, and the finish, it remains remarkable all day. It has like this radiance, and although it's not heavy coverage, because of the reflective technology in the formula, it beautifully blurs any blemish you have. If not completely, it just softens it, and I think it's a perfect setup for all the other products you will apply. Which leads me to talk about the bronzer to stay grounded, because I know sometimes with favorite videos is like new product, new product, new product. Still love the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. The official name, Always Sunny. I don't have the LYS. I was late to the game. It's still out of stock. Eventually I'll buy it and compare, but just incredibly simple. I love the hue. It's on the warmer side, so I could get away with a little lower of an application. It doesn't have to stay high on the cheekbones. But what I did add today was the NARS bronzing cream. I almost didn't buy this. I ignored it first because I'm like, nope. Nope, 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 nope. But of course, when I encountered a NARS representative at Sephora and he was like, oh my God, you have to get this. It's better than the first. I'm like, why did you say that? This is in Laguna 3. I lightly applied this over Rare Beauty's Always Sunny. And you see there's just a toastiness that I feel offers beautiful sculpt, great shape, without looking like a contour. It still provides that warmth, but when I combine the two, again, this is the Rare Beauty, a lovely gradient from like that more toasty hue into the warmer bronze hue lower on the cheeks. It's a little drier than the Rare Beauty, but it stays for sure. So great pigmentation. If I wear the NARS Solo, I'll start it higher on the hollows. So if you start it lower, it could get muddy. It could because of the undertone, but if you start higher on the cheekbones, you're fine. Buff it in, start with a light dose, okay? Because this packs a heavy punch compared to the Say Sun Melt. Say Sun Melt, a little more all over. It has more of a glossy finish. The NARS, a drier cream, which I think more appropriate for the warmer weather, and why I've been gravitating towards the NARS more so than the Say, as it has becoming warmer. So that's why I wanted to mention that. But yeah, I've been wearing the heck out of Laguna 3. Love the shade, love the feel of the cream. Very easy to apply. And again, that drier cream texture just leaves behind a softer matte finish, which I feel again is still easy to blend, but the color really drew me in. As soon as I applied it for the first time, I was like, oh, okay. It's almost like there was a resurgence for bronzer at that moment. I have been using a lot of blush, experimenting with the tones of different blushes, using it as a bronzer, so to speak. But when you get the right tone of bronzer that gives you a really nice and also mimicking a tan, because a tan could look a little muddy, depending, nothing we want to achieve, right? We don't want that burnt look, but when the burn is done well, color science wise, every day. Which brings me to the Haus Labs Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer. This is in shade medium level 7. Now we're looking at a powder versus a cream. I think this is incredibly smooth, easy to apply. I have a video dedicated towards the items I bought from Haus Labs, and I love this powder. I sometimes, if I'm not using the Rare Beauty, the NARS, or the Say, I'm applying the Haus Labs. And like I'd mentioned about Laguna 3, a toastiness to the powder, just enough, is earring on the edge, muddy, but not, it doesn't go over. It stays behind the border. But because of that, I think it just emulates a tan so beautifully well. And because there is still some warmth, plays incredibly well with other blush shades, especially the terracotta ones. Which leads me to the Bareminerals Blonzer. When I saw the Blonzer for the first time, I was like, yes, this is in Kiss of Rose. It is a blush and bronzer all in one. Again, a perfect shade to pair with any of the bronzers you see here. There's a little bit of a sheen, which I feel makes it incredibly versatile, where not only will you get the color, but you get a little bit of luminosity and radiance on the cheeks if you're not keen to apply a separate highlighter. So you got all in one, right? You got all in one done on the cheeks, a little higher if you want more of a sculpting hit from this shade. Incredible. Also wanted to mention Benefit's Terra. They released or re-released their blushes. I still hate the box. It's smaller. Still hate the box. I'm not sure if they would ever change to a full-on compact. I think their identity is tightly intertwined with this design, and I get it, especially because they showcase a lot of their illustrations, which represents like the color inside. So this is a brick red type of a gig, right? And you know this is right up my alley. A little lighter than the Bareminerals, and I would say the difference, the Bareminerals has more of like a satin finish. There's more of an evident sheen left behind, and the Benefit more of like, yes, satin, but there's more, a little more sparkly in there. It's a very soft powder, very easy to apply. That's what I have over both the Rare Beauty and the NARS Laguna 3 here, higher on the hollows. I've been using this also with Laguna 3, just applying it on cheek and a little higher, and I adore that gradient. That has been one of my go-to duos for the summertime. And continuing with the highlighter, back to Haus Labs, Fire Opal and Peach Quartz. I applied Peach Quartz here higher on the cheekbones. Why not? Let's apply a little more. It will never hurt. This is more of your sparkly, arcly moment, right? It's gonna have a little more twinkle, but I love the color and I feel it plays well with a lot of skin textures. It doesn't accentuate it. You just have to be careful with how much you apply, but because it's a gel to powder formula, it's very lightweight on the application, especially if you wish to apply this lower on the cheeks, which I love to do with Fire Opal. I applied it here lower on the cheeks just to further enhance like that warmer reddish tone from Terra. So you see there's like a prominent gradient from like that golden orange into the red. Some of you had said that you wish the shift was less golden, more orange, and I get that for sure because the shade is so prominently represented here on the pan, but when you apply it, it does leave behind more of a gold. I'm not sure if maybe the like magenta or pink tones might be an appropriate pick, but I know Fire Opal is appealing because of more of that coral hue. So I am thinking about getting one of the pink ones, but the practical side of me, especially when I spend hundreds of dollars on anime clothes, is keeping me back from doing that. I know I won't wear those shades as often as I will do Fire Opal. So I think I'm good with Peach Quartz and Fire Opal. Ecstatic with how well they work together, with how well they work with my other cheek products. So you know what? I'm gonna put that on lock. And although I don't have a Haus Labs lip oil on, I do wear this on a daily basis when I want something quick. It has a tint. This is in the shade Secondary, but actually today I have a limited edition, I know, shame on you, from Suku's Lip Fluid Fog line in 109. I think this might have released sometime last year for the spring. It's like a peachy itchy color with Hindash's lip liner. I don't wear peach often, but it works. And lastly, I have to talk about, hold on, stand by. Mama Pat released her Divine Blush Duos. I have Cosmic Coral, Paradise Glow, and Electric Bloom. I don't know where Electric Bloom is. It's somewhere. Cosmic Coral is probably one of my most favorite because I love this like warmer pink gig, and sometimes, you know, like how I'm doing now, I'll just put Cosmic Coral like closer in on the cheeks with Terra, with Fire Opal, and just have a blast. Paradise Glow, we've all discovered that the color is Paradise Venus, specifically this one here. This is Paradise Venus. I think this part is a newer one. People were saying that is Desert Orchid. I thought it was Nude Venus. I think it's just a new color altogether, but this is this color right here in the existing Divine Blush collection. I find maybe easier to use for someone who is lighter than me if they wanted to use Paradise Venus, but they had to apply it with a light hand. Because this lighter shade is present, perhaps easier to then apply and it not look as intense, but people have figured it out by now. The Divine Blush formula from Pat McGrath is very easy to use, very lightweight in nature. The Cosmic Coral has been a lot of fun. That has been one of my go-to one and done blush looks shades for the month, because the warmer pink paired with that warmer brown is great just for a one and done moment for blush. Not only can I apply this on the actual cheeks, but maybe some into the hollows. Treat it as a bronzer. It's a little pinky for bronzer, but again, with this color I can do it. And whether it be Paradise Venus or Paradise Glow, as I had mentioned in my terracotta video, those types of shades are my go-tos when I want to shave down the routine, one and done minimalist approach, get the color on the face that's not only going to give me sculpt but flush as well, that just beautifully mimics that sunburnt look. Essential items. And lastly, to wrap up this monthly favorite, the ABH Art Nouveau. Not gonna screw it up again like I did so many times in my last video. Eyeshadow palette, I was amazed. I have to say, I ignored it at first, swatched it in Sephora, was like, okay, and then I couldn't put it down. I could not put it down. One of our fan members, Savvy, that's her avatar name, pointed out, hey, is this from like Art Nouveau? Because that's like my favorite period. And I'm like, you know what, let me look into it. And then I posted photos on my community board. I believe the artist was Alphonse Mucha, a prominent Art Nouveau painter, and that's when it clicked. When now my love for Nouveau just kind of like peaked 100 points. And what happened with Pat McGrath's Midnight Sun, whenever there's just a remarkable connection to an art inspiration, an art period with a makeup item, sparks fly. And with Pat McGrath's Midnight Sun and that natural phenomenon presenting just beautiful shades of what you find in the eyeshadow palette, I think that's why I adore it so much, why it's my favorite, because that connection I do think amplifies and makes the experience more exciting for the makeup user. And then to see Art Nouveau shades and then Art Nouveau, you're like, oh, okay, it's ethereal, earthy, muted. It's so comprehensive, and I think that's what I love about it the most, especially the fact because today I applied Metro and Liberty. When you see these two shades, in my original video I was like, I don't know how they're gonna go together. I apply them. I apply Liberty on the outer corner, Metro through the crease. I tapped on Liberty to ensure that it will blend smoothly and not muddy up. But even if I didn't do that, it wouldn't muddy up. It just created a beautiful earthy gradient that occurs on the planet, you know, clay, soil something, mossy, green something. It occurs in nature, and to have that on the palette and have it on my eyes, and it worked so well, blend seamlessly. No matter what I applied, combined, put together, blended, it worked out. It worked out. Wisteria here on the inner part of the eye, because initially when people saw this palette and they saw that wisteria shade, they're like, how in the heck am I going to incorporate that in an eyeshadow look? People thought, sure, on the lid, on the inner corner, wisteria could find itself in any eye look, no matter how you combine the shades. Lily, my gosh, Lily has so many different colored pearls in the formula. Is beautifully shiny and smooth. I can't get over it. One of my most favorite shades. Muse, although not as sparkly as Lily, it just has nice earthiness to it. Is a satin shade. What I have here on the very outer points of my lid, upper and lower lid, to create that nice deep bracket of color. And you can use it to create intensity. Maybe if you wanted for one look, you can combine wisteria on the crease and then use Muse for a little bit of shading. You could do that and it'll turn out like a little more plummy, because like that chocolate undertone in Muse mixes with the lavender tone in wisteria. You get a new color. You get a new color. It's extraordinary. I think ABH hit it out of the park. People were excited again for ABH ever since either Jackie Aina's palette or Modern Renaissance. If they can redo Modern Renaissance in this format, maybe less orangey berry, you could have those colors in there, but a little more refined approach and really diving into what Modern Renaissance is, color inspiration style. I think that will be crazy good. But Art Nouveau, I'm so happy I bought this palette, thrilled that I gave it a chance. Again, I have not stopped using it, have not put it down. Each and every time I open it, I'm like, ooh, what am I gonna do today? It's exciting to create new combinations, to discover new combinations, and just learn more and more about the palette. I could look at Art Nouveau pieces, get a little inspiration from that, see how the colors are combined, and because they're like so swirly and twirly with the texture you find in those art pieces, and to have the colors so beautifully represented here in this palette, and now to have the opportunity to be your own Alphonse. I'm very happy with this palette, and many of you have bought it and really liked it as well. Some of you were like, I don't think it matches Art Nouveau so much, and that's fine, right? When it comes to art and people having their own objective view, that happens, right? We're not going to have the same take on it, the same interpretation, but in my opinion, and who cares what I think, I do feel Art Nouveau and the Art Nouveau period and the Art Nouveau eyeshadow palette is happening. That's what's happening in my eyes. And that is it, fam. Thank you again for joining me on another monthly faves video. Let me know down below what your favorites have been, what you've had your eye on, what you've been loving or not loving so much. I will see you down in those comments. And until then, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I will see you on here again with another review tutorial, monthly favorites extravaganza, or maybe a bronze ranking video. Let me know if you want to see that. Take care, and I will see you again soon.